Hey folks, Big Sam coming to you live or somewhat live or tape delay, whatever you want to call it, from the brand new Big Sam podcast studio right here in the lovely Alexandria Valley. And when I say podcast studio, I also mean my storage building. We may end up calling this Redneck TV. I actually had to back my lawnmower out of the way in order to shoot content. So here we are. Doesn't diminish the content. Actually, if we're going to call this a Redneck podcast, it's going to make it a little more fun. So, having said that, today's drop, and this kind of something that's near and dear to me, is on making a difference. And well, it's simple, but man, it can really be powerful. So Maxwell says, and you'll hear me say this over and over and over: leadership is influence. Influence is making a difference by definition. And if you go to Church of the Highlands like I do, or if you don't go to Church of the Highlands, the pillars of Church of the Highlands, the fourth one is making a difference. What am I doing that's making someone's life different, that's making an impact in the world? It's said over and over that I can't change the world, but I can change my part of the world. I can change the people around me. I can influence them. I can, like the title of this group is, make a difference, move the needle. Why should you make a difference? What's the big deal on that? Why? I heard a long time ago a leader, and I hate to even use that term, but he was in my life, tell me that you want to make a difference. Your impact in the world is you put your hand in a bucket of water and pull it out. That is your lasting impact. Ladies and gentlemen, that gentleman was wrong. He's not even a part of my life anymore. He's moved on out of my life. I would love to meet up with him again to see where he is, see what he's doing. But in this part of the world, part of leadership, if you want to call it that, he was dead wrong. Your life is like putting your hand in clay. When you pull it out, it's there. It's like putting your hands on a piece of glass. Your fingerprints are on it. You are leaving a lasting impact, and don't ever, ever, ever forget that. So, should you make a difference? Yes. Why should you make a difference? Because you were made to. Ephesians 2:10, you are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. He's got your good works laid out there. He's got the ways laid out that you can make a difference. Follow the Holy Spirit. Listen to what he's got to say. You all know what to do. You're learning what to do here. Do it. You weren't put here just to breathe air and pay bills, folks. You were built on purpose for a purpose, and every one of us has got something that they can do to make a difference in the world and other people's lives. When you pour into others, you'll never run empty. Proverbs 11:25, a generous person will prosper. Whoever refreshes others will be refreshed. When you lift others, you get lifted too. I've got a great case in point on that that's come through my life recently. As you've heard on some of these podcasts or some of the drops that I've done recently, I changed jobs in the last 4 months. And myself and the team I get to work with are building a team, are building basically a startup. Our company's purchased another company, and it's treated like a startup. We've had the opportunity to bring in people, to hire people. And what's really neat is there are people that we've impacted in the past that, y'all pardon me folks, a little technical difficulty. There's people that we've impacted in the past that are coming into our life lives to be part of the team that we're working on. The reason they're coming into our lives to be part of our team is because we've impacted them in the past. They want to be part of what we're doing. And that's neat. We're getting lifted up because somewhere in the past we've lifted them up. Here's another reason: because somebody made a difference in you. You don't get here alone. I'm not sitting here delivering a podcast because I'm a content creator or because I was naturally gifted at this, naturally born at this. I am not a natural born leader, even though I had that spoken over my life. I am a leader because I had that spoken over my life at some point. The video, the audio, the content creation, that got spoken over my life by a dear friend of mine, still one of the best friends I got. He knows who he is. The reason I get to do this is because he put this in my life nearly 20 years ago. And 5 minutes ago, before I hit play on this, before we hit go, he shot me a text encouraging me. So somebody encouraged you when you were down. Somebody taught you something you didn't know, like my buddy Carl. Somebody gave you a shot. I still remember in my real job world, the first job I ever got in quality. Carl Smith, God bless him, one of the best friends I got. He gave me a shot. He believed in me. In the leadership world, somebody believed in me. Somebody convinced me to lead a small group. And there's been several. My Friday morning guys constantly pour into me. And bring in the good stuff to me. They've made me who I am today. And yeah, can you make a difference in somebody's life? Good, positive and negative? Absolutely. Be intentional about what you're doing on a daily basis. I don't want to go into a lot of details, but there was a gentleman passed away recently, and I heard people talking good, posting on social media some good things about him. But I also remember going back to elementary school, and this man, I don't want to say bullied, that's an ugly word, but was not very encouraging toward me. And that stuck with me some nearly 50 years later. I still remember that. I've forgiven it, I've let it go, but believe me, it has impacted my life, the negativity from people. So if you've got a choice between being negative or positive, be positive. Choose to be positive. Choose positive. And it'll show one way or the other, either way, both ways. So how do you make a difference? You don't need a stage. You don't need a title. You don't need a podcast. You don't need a camera and a high-dollar microphone. By the way, y'all like my microphone there. My sweet wife got me that for my birthday this year. That is a lady, and she happens to be within earshot. She's in the studio here with me, that pours into my life. She encourages me on a daily basis, and believe me, I'm not doing the things I do without her. So you don't need a title. You don't need permission. Hey, sometimes you got to be the bull in the china shop, and I've been called that. You just need willingness. You got to do it. So here's a few ways to do that. I'm looking at the clock here. I want to keep this around 15 minutes, so we're going to get rolling. Encourage people. I heard it said, you want to know who needs, do you know how to tell if somebody needs encouragement? If they have a pulse, now don't go around checking people's pulse, you get the idea. If they have a pulse, they need encouragement. People are carrying things that you can't see. Everybody is dealing with something. What they need is a kind word, a text, a handshake, eye contact. Hey man, I'm proud of you. Encouragement's cheap to give, but it's priceless to receive. Heard there was another content creator, guy's podcast I listened to, and it was Ed Milet. Ed had the idea that he sends videos. Now Ed says he sends 3 videos a day to people that he's met, to friends, to people that need encouragement, telling people who they are to him. I send about 3 a month. Love doing that. Love to speak into people. Sent that to somebody in the last few weeks, and the guy said, man, that's the greatest thing anybody said to me as an adult. And I'm like, wow, that's pretty cool to get to do that. So encouragement, those videos didn't cost me anything but a few minutes time. I will say this, I often will fire up the camera on the mount on my dashboard and do them while I'm driving. Might not want to do that. State of Alabama or wherever you live has probably got laws against that, but it works. I've got a 30-minute commute every day. That's when I get to do it. So encourage people. Number two, teach. I happen to love to teach. I learn by teaching. Okay, that's when I teach something. When you get to teach something, you learn it again because it comes out of your mouth and into your ears. So don't hoard knowledge, multiply it. I've seen people that know things that won't share it. Maybe they fear that they'll be replaced, that somebody else will be their equal. So what? If you've got knowledge and somebody else needs it, give it to them. It will make your life better, I promise you. You don't have to know everything, just share what you do know. Number three, and this I love, connect people. Connect people. You know people that need to know people. John Maxwell, who do you know that I need to know? And everybody's got those two people in their lives, or more people than that. You can connect over a coffee. Just go, hey, Jim, hey, Joe, let's meet and have a cup of coffee at local coffee shop. And you'll make two friends out of them. And it's great to have your friends be friends. Sometimes they'll need to do business together. That'll be cool. Sometimes they need to sharpen iron together. That'll be cool also. Sometimes you could do it on a group phone call, a round of golf if that's your thing, lunch. Me and my buddy Carl put a thing together about a month ago, and had no idea how it was going to turn out. Now, we actually did it a year ago where we had access to a suite at a baseball game. And we invited a bunch of people that we all knew. Everybody invited folks that they knew. And then about a month ago, we did a thing at a local barbecue joint on a Thursday night, whatever it was. And we invited folks that needed to know each other. And we made friends out of friends. Cool thing was, and it was not the reason to do this. It wasn't the reason behind it, but it was back to the Proverbs of our people learn, you get benefit from it. We had people doing business with each other that are now friends because we got them all together and had pulled pork and wings and really good banana pudding, by the way. So lives change at tables, not just stages. And then another way to encourage somebody, and this is something I love, give. We're blessed to be a blessing. Sometimes someone needs a little help to get through a tough moment. Maybe you've seen somebody on social media that, things aren't going real well. Cash app them some money, man. Don't enable bad behavior. Don't rescue irresponsibility. Just maybe you need to help them. It may not solve all their problems, but it might help them out just a little bit. Maybe carry them a bag of groceries, box of groceries, a gas card, random person at a gas pump, person behind you in line at Jack's or whatever your favorite restaurant, coffee shop is. Maybe it's $20 at the right time. I remember going back several years. Amy and I had just been married, worked with a maintenance guy. Glenn Dixon was his name. Glenn was a character, good guy. Glenn's already gone on in, got his well done. But we were sitting one day and he was actually straightening out the money that was in his pocket. And I just jokingly stuck my hand out, hey man, give us some money, and he handed me a 20. And I was like, dude, I was kidding. Didn't mean it. He goes, no. And Amy and I had been married 3, 4, 5 years. We, and didn't have 2 nickels to rub together. And he handed me back that $20 bill and he goes, take Amy out to eat. Go someplace nice. And this was early 80s, or early 90s. $20 would get you a nice meal back then. Now, won't even get you a meal at Burger King. But anyway, that $20, Amy and I got to go on a date night. And it was so nice. And it, that wasn't a big deal to him, but it was a big deal to us. Do something like that for somebody. You never know how far to go. So wrap things up, and I know I'm either going to have to change my standards or talk faster or less content. I don't want to do less content. So you don't have to change the whole world. Just change somebody's world. Be the person who encourages, who teaches, connects, gives, shows up. Because one day, somebody's going to tell your story and say, I'm here because someone made a difference in me. Make sure that someone's you. It's a goal of mine that when they're standing around my casket and they're getting ready to shovel dirt on me, that everybody in the room will be able to say, I'm a better person because of him. I'm a better person because Big Sam made a difference in my life. I won't start singing the old country song, What a Difference You Made in My Life. I did try to sing that one time in church and they wouldn't let me sing, but that's a different story. So if this has helped you, if it's encouraged you, share it. If you're looking at this on YouTube or one of our other formats, like it, subscribe, share, whatever your thing is. There's going to be more of these coming, hopefully about once a week, every couple weeks. And I'm just so excited to get to do it for you. Thanks for spending your time with me. God bless you. Have a great one. We'll see you next time.